I want to bring up my colleague, Dominic Detweiler, who is Equality Ohio's public policy strategist. Hi, Dominic. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, Siobhan. It's great to be here.
There you are, Dominic. Now, Dominic, this scorecard, how many months has this scorecard been living in your brain and in your spreadsheets?
This is a scorecard that we started the day we finished the last one. We've been tracking statements and policy decisions since the beginning of the General Assembly, but also statements even before that, as we looked at the 2018 general election.
That is amazing. Well, Dom, are you ready to release the scorecard?
I am.
All right, I'll go ahead and let you do a screen share. And for everyone out there, if you would like to follow along, we invite you to view our 2020 elected official scorecard. It is available on our website at www.equalityohio.org/scorecard. All right, so if everyone will go there, and then Dominic, we are going to bring up your presentation, and there you go. You will not see exactly what Dominic is sharing on the screen today, but we are going to walk you through all of the different pieces of the scorecard so that you understand what's there and available, how we reached the grades and how we did the scoring, and where you can find different information about Ohio, our legislative process, and other types of things. And Dom, I am going to let you take it away.
All right, thanks, Siobhan. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm really excited to be able to finally share with you our 2020 elected official scorecard. My name's Dominic Detweiler. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the public policy strategist here at Equality Ohio. On the next slide, you're going to see that link again. It's equalityohio.org/scorecard. Feel free to follow along as we go through this. So this is kind of the basic outline of what the scorecard is going to look like when you get there. You'll see that there's both a web version, which is just within the web page there, and then there's also a downloadable PDF if that's something that you'd rather look at, but it's all the same information. I'll lead off with a few of the pieces in the beginning section, just so we can talk about some of those things, but I definitely highly recommend giving all of this content a read, especially our new strategic plan and the kind of history of LGBTQ plus issues here in Ohio. So this is a really important piece of research that was released earlier this year. It makes it really clear where Ohioans and folks across the country stand on LGBTQ plus non-discrimination protections. Majorities of every demographic group and subgroup support protections like those that are in the Ohio Fairness Act. So not only is passing these protections the right thing to do, but we also know that Ohioans continue to support it. We've been working hard the last 2 years and the 15 years before that to pass the Ohio Fairness Act in our collective fight for legal equality here in Ohio. This is kind of a basic summary of what the last 2 years have looked like, and the timeline in the scorecard could give you some more in-depth details. But in 2019, which was the first year of this General Assembly, the Ohio Fairness Act was introduced in both the House and the Senate with bipartisan support, and that was the first time we were able to introduce the bill with bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate. In May, we had proponent testimony hearing in the Senate. In February, we had, in May of 2019, was the Senate testimony, February. We had House proponent testimony. And then looking at the primary election, we were just really encouraged to see that every candidate who ran an explicitly anti-LGBTQ plus campaign was defeated, and every one of our state house champions won their primary elections if they had them. And then again, in June, we all remember celebrating the decision in Bostock, which said that LGBTQ plus people are covered under federal protections from sex discrimination in employment, but our work isn't done. How the rest of 2020 will pan out is really up to all of us. We can pass the Ohio Fairness Act, this General Assembly, but we need your help. We need you to contact your legislators. We need you to sign up your business or your friend's business for Ohio Business Competes. And we need you to use this scorecard when you go to vote. So here's that link again. We're going to finally dig into a few scores. Again, it's equalityohio.org/scorecard. And here we go with some real scores. All right. So the first and only race that we evaluated was the one that we've all been talking about so much for so long, the presidential race. Candidates for president and vice president were evaluated based on the entirety of their careers in public office. So for some of them, that's a pretty long time. We took a deep dive into each candidate for president and vice president to kind of rationalize the grades that we gave them. So I definitely would recommend everyone reading those in depth. So the first ticket, Democratic Party. Vice President Biden earned a B on our scorecard, and his running mate Kamala Harris earned an A. Their platform is one of the most pro-LGBTQ platforms in American history, and the records of these candidates back that up. Now for the Trump-Pence ticket. President Trump and Vice President Pence both received Fs on our scorecard. I highly recommend you reading through our long explanations as to why that is. And I think you'll see after reading that these two people in the highest office in the country is really not a great situation for LGBTQ folks. So the state legislature. State legislators were graded based on what they did or said in the past 2 years since our last scorecard, which is different than the presidential candidates who were graded for their whole career. So in the state legislator section on the website or in the PDF version, you'll see a chart, and that chart will have the bills each member was on or wasn't on, and a public statement score from -2 to +2. -2 are really mean things that they said about LGBTQ folks, and +2 are highly supportive statements. So we don't have time to go through all 132 members of the Ohio General Assembly tonight, but I did want to share some highlights. The one is that we've had more co-sponsors on the Ohio Fairness Act than we ever have had before. Again, we have had bipartisan support on the Ohio Fairness Act in both the House and the Senate, and bipartisan support on the bill to protect youth against the harms of conversion therapy in the House. So again, it's been a really exciting General Assembly to work in, and to see the broad support that LGBTQ plus Ohioans have at the State House. We put these charts together today. We really wanted to show how much improvement there's been in the grades that legislators have received from last year to this year. So the top chart has the number of representatives that received each grade in each year. So you can see that there are a bunch more A pluses, a bunch more A's, a few less F's, but those grades really did lean more towards the positive side, which was really exciting to see. And the same was true. The same was true on the Senate side. Less so, maybe, but another plus on the Senate side was that we kind of got some folks out of that C category, which is kind of like, I wasn't on any bills and I didn't say anything, so we don't really know where those folks stand. And having fewer folks there helps us as we kind of look at the Ohio Fairness Act and our efforts to pass this. So again, this is the time for us to pass the Ohio Fairness Act. We've been working on it for 15 years, and I think this is the year that we can really make it happen. But we really do need your help. We need you to get involved, volunteer, businesses, help get some more businesses on Ohio Business Competes. We are just 75 members away from having 1,000 members on that coalition. contact your legislators and tell them, ask them, please support the Ohio Fairness Act. And most importantly, vote. We've had a lot of really great panelists this evening talking about how to vote and what that's going to look like in this kind of environment that we're working in now. But don't forget to vote. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to talk about any questions you have. You can email me at dominic@equalityohio.org, or you can email the general email line for the scorecard is scorecard@equalityohio.org. Thanks again, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, Dominic. That is amazing. All of the information that is packed into this neat little tool. I just want to highlight a few things. In addition to all of this information, there is a built-in tool where you don't have to have your representative in the House or the Senate memorized, because all you have to do, there's a place there where you can type in your address, and it's going to tell you exactly who your representative and your senator are. That is so neat. Any little highlights like that you want to throw out there, Dom?
I don't think so. I think I really would encourage folks to spend some time with the scorecard and kind of play around with it, see what you can find. You can sort by a bunch of different categories. You can kind of see which legislators are, you can sort by grade, so you can see all of the best legislators at the top and all of the ones that we need to work on the most at the bottom. So just really excited to be able to share this with folks.
That is great. Thank you so much, Dominic, and everyone at Equality Ohio who did so much work on this scorecard. I believe, Dominic, that you estimated about 300 plus hours of team work that went into this amazing tool. So we encourage everyone to not only use this tool, but to share it far and wide. And if you need a printed copy for any reason, you can go to our online shop.equalityohio.org to order your own print copy. Or if you would like a bulk order, you should email us. Either email Dom or email scorecard@equalityohio.org if for any reason you think that you would need a lot of print versions of this scorecard. Thank you so much, Dom. This is an amazing thing that you've done. Thank you so much for all of your work on this.
Thank you.